Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, welcome to Sharp Ends. I have a very exciting, well, for me at least, unboxing to share with you guys. I haven't looked at this yet. This is from Bark Rivers, and I think it might be basically a Puukko. It's got a Scandi grind, and it just was dropped, a DLT exclusive. And I did a pre-order on this, and I'm just super excited about it. It's called the Forest, and on the pre-orders you're allowed to select the materials that you want made out of it, so it's semi-custom, I guess you would call it. And that's why I'm opening it with the $16 Robust, because I think that maybe they're slightly comparable, except for one of them is slightly more expensive. It's a small knife, and I had just done a video of ultimate small pocket in carry type knives, and I think that this might be the first Bark River I've gotten that kind of fits that mold. Not necessarily with a sheath they sent with it, but definitely a small fixed blade that is going to be incredibly awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. So one thing about the Puukkos is that they're usually Scandi, right? And Bark River is known for their convex grinds, and their handles are usually nice and chunky to give you a nice amount of leverage to do all kinds of small whittling and carpentry cuts, right? And that definitely true of this handle. This handle feels like a big knife, but you can see the blade is really small, right? So let's go ahead and take a closer look at what I picked. I picked a red liner here for the bolster, natural micarta, and then black micarta down here. And all of these knives, they came with this like extra bolster material, so I had to pick the material that I wanted for that. And I kind of went with neutral planar ones, although I got the brass pins. I don't know if all of them come with brass pins. Oh yeah, there's your Scandi grind for you. Wow. Oh, cool. So I don't know what the north-south symbol on that is. I'm guessing that that is like the designer mark. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look that up. Of course, this is just an unboxing and first reactions, which means this is not a review. This is just me taking a look at something. So much more pointy than your standard type Puukko type knife, but at the same time, this definitely has that feeling. Now, of course, the Robust is almost exactly comparable in size. However, this has a much longer, prouder Scandi grind, if you will, which I think will make it last a lot longer. Scandi grinds, both the Scandi grind and the Convex grind come down to one single point. There's no secondary bevel, right? But this one is nice and tall and proud, whereas you'll see the Robust, it's a little bit shorter, right? More of an angle, more steeper angle. So this is going to be slicier, I am going to imagine, and it feels really nice in the hands. The price is expensive, however, for what it is, but this is definitely going to be a user for me. It's not going to be a safe queen, because I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal in the hand and really cool knife to have for woodcraft and carpentry and stuff. And maybe I'm burying the lead here. This is Magnacut. So I was really excited because this is a 154 cm. This isn't 3V. This is actual Magnacut. I don't know how many of these type of Puukko, Scandi grind, Forest, whatever you want to call it, I don't know of any that are made out of Magnacut, so that is really cool. Let's do a sharpness test here. Yeah, scrolling cut to the tip, as you expect. The heel of the blade. Yeah, so no sharpening choil, but it's very nice and sharp almost all the way. And then if we compare the bevels from one side to the other, if I take a really careful look from one side to the other, it looks totally symmetrical, which is great. Spine is not sharp like an LT right, but it is sharp. This will definitely throw sparks, which is great. This bolster material thing, I don't actually like metal bolsters that much, although I do have a couple of knives like that. But the aesthetic of just having some material here, which is different with the red liner, I do like. I do like that a lot. And like I said, this feels really, nice in the hand. So this is going to shave really well. Comes to a nice fine point, but there is a nice amount of material before it gets to that extreme point. So it will poke and open things, but it's not so fragile that it's going to break either really fast, which is great. And just to give you a comparison with the Mora, you'll see it comes really fast to that sharp point, whereas this is more beveled and comes back. Again, very cool. I like the way that Bark River does their Magnacut. Now this isn't a full tang knife. This is a hidden tang. So the tang comes in here, and then it gets smaller in here, and it comes back, and it goes at least this far back. And I'm gonna guess it comes back to here, but I don't know unless I were to X-ray it. So not a full tang knife, but it doesn't need to be a full tang knife because this is made not for splitting wood. Although I split wood with this all the time. But more so, you know, this is made for fine carpentry tasks and for bushcraft tasks, right? That's why they call it the forest. Very cool. If anyone knows what the north-south compass mark on it is, I would really appreciate you let me know down in the comments. The lanyard hole feels small, which is fine. I don't generally put lanyards on here. I might put this on here eventually, but probably not. Lanyard hole isn't in the way of your grip, a little bit on the heel, but not totally. This back here is not sharp, but it's not rounded off very well either, but that's fine. It kind of locks into your hand. I like big, fatter handles on these type of knives because it really lets you do carving actions, draw cuts, push cuts, all different kinds of cuts, and you feel like you're holding a hammer handle, which is great. And I guess I'll show you the sheath that it came with it, which isn't as atrocious as some other sheaths that Bark River sends with these. It's got a very nice little loop there for your fire steel. So this is like a standard Bark River sheath. This has been impregnated with the snow seal. But you see how it's like unidirectional in case you're left or right-handed. It doesn't have much shape to it. This, on the other hand, has definitely a shape to it, and it's definitely a left-handed. And I also like the little touch of this little line in here. That's very nice. They didn't have to do that. So I'm going to have to leave that in overnight, a couple of days in here, to let it stretch out that leather and get a nice form so it'll start fitting in there really well. Once it does fit in there really well, it'll basically, you know, come in and out really nicely with enough friction to hold it. Yeah, this is the Bravo, by the way. So yeah, very, very cool. And this is the first Bark River I've ever had that is anything other than a convex, which I thought was cool as well. And like I said, I'm just really stoked, really happy that this is Magnacut. I think it's a great steel for this application. You know, if I was going to be chopping a lot of wood, I might want 3V or something. It's a little bit harder, but Magnacut is going to be perfect for this because I'm not going to be batoning with this knife. If I do baton with it, it's going to be really small kindling type wood, which it will absolutely handle, I'm absolutely sure. But again, that's not going to be its primary purpose. This is going to be a nice little knife around the campsite to do the kind of things that I do to make a fire, which are, you know, shave some wood, maybe make a spoon, that kind of thing. Like, that's awesome. Almost, yeah, no, this Scandi grind part doesn't actually necessarily feel like it is totally flat. It feels like it's a convex Scandi grind. Feels like it's almost a combination. And I wonder if that is true or if I'm reading too much into it. No, I think this is a convex Scandi grind. So I think it is from here to here. I think it is convex, but it's kind of got the best of both worlds. Maybe it's both a Scandi and a convex. So that's very interesting, and I'm really curious to see how this does in the field. What do you guys think about this? This is pretty darn cool. These just dropped, so I'll put a link down there. They're definitely still available as the time of this recording. Let me know if you pick one up and what you guys think about it too. I think these are pretty darn cool. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment. That really helps the channel. Like and subscribe. And also, if you want to get entered to win a knife every month, all you got to do is become a Patreon supporter. There's a link down below for that. And for $3 a month, you too can be entered to win a knife of the month. Thanks so much, guys, and I hope you join me next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.